Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. Paul and I are in the store today. I'm finally back. Here's Paul.
Hello. You've seen me many times in the past few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since I've been in a stream. I was here last week, but it was Paul and Kyle, which was special, and they built a set together, which actually worked really well. Kind of cool. But welcome to everyone who's here. Today we're just kind of working in the store. Paul, I think, is down sorting, or B-level sorting as we now call it. No,
I mean, this is getting ready to be cataloged, so I think it was already B-sorted. Oh, no. Never
You're
mind.
B-sorting.
Yeah, I'm B-sorting.
Essentially, he's sorting into element type. So, like, all of the, whatever these are called, like the things that go on top of cars are in here. This is the decorated category. All of the 2x2x5 bricks are in this bin. So he's sorting by element type, which is what we call our B-sort now. And then he can actually go and catalog it. I mean, he could catalog before, but you kind of have to, it's easier to sort it like this, and then you can do it from there. So, yeah, we got a few people with us who we should say hi to. So, Chris, welcome. It has been a while, I think.
Hello, Chris.
Feels like it's been a while. Again, I haven't been here in a while, so that could be why. Funberg Creations, welcome. Bjorn, welcome. BrickLink, welcome. Everyone is saying what time it is. It is 14:03 p.m. here, or 2:03 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time, or are we on daylight time right now? I don't know. One of the two.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? So as mentioned, we're just gonna be working in the store. What I'm gonna do right now is there's a few drawers in front of me. I don't think you can see that actually. Maybe if I pull them out a little bit. There's a few drawers in front of me. These have a slight problem with them. So a few of them just have quantity issues. Some of them are just half empty, so we got to put something in the other half. So I'm going to go through and fix those drawers, and then I'm going to be adding some pieces today. Yeah.
Very productive.
Very, very, very good day so far. We had a meeting this morning.
Yes.
About
Evan was very sleepy.
I'm exhausted, but that's okay.
I thought he was mad at me, but I think he's just tired. So, but you never really know.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that is true.
What else? I think we've asked what else is everyone doing like 100 times now. It usually takes a bit for chat to get started here.
I guess we could also read chat.
Yes.
So we start with Chris, who says, "Whatnot, worth it?" Question mark. I don't know if you're asking us. I think you the other day did something with Whatnot. I think I saw a video, or I didn't see the actual thing, but I saw something on it. What exactly is Whatnot? I know it's another platform where you can sell, but if Chris, if you're still here, we only have 7 people right now, which is a little interesting. But Chris, if you're still here, if you want to explain what that is exactly.
I don't know if I pinged.
I don't think you did.
I did not ping.
Yeah,
there we go. Now hopefully we'll get some more people.
Did you? What did your first message say?
We're about to go live. Evan is back.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very exciting. I just realized I didn't order all the pieces for my mocks. I'm probably going to visit your shop later. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Sorry to hear that you did not get all the pieces you needed. Hopefully we have them. BrickLink says, "Good evening from the UK." Chris says, "Hello." Chris says, "Sorry, multitasking." No problem. BrickLink says, "Trying to keep my store small as I'm moving from the UK to US in a year or two." Very cool. Very nice. So you're trying to keep your store small. I assume, based on that message, I'm inferring here. But does that mean that your plan is to grow your store once you move to the US?
Another competitor.
Another competitor here. That's okay. Sunita, welcome to the stream. How are you today?
Been a while since we've seen you, I think. Great to have you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have that feeling about everyone today, just because I haven't been here.
You haven't been here in like 3 weeks?
I was here last week, but I was not really here.
Would you like to tell a story about where you have been, though?
Where
I don't really know if it's that interesting or not.
No, it's really not. I've been working, I think. I think that's about it. Very fun.
I was never updated on the final hour total, if that's information you want to share. I was only updated at the half week total.
So in a 9-day period, I worked 112 hours. What I did learn, though, is that Easter was the first true day I had off in 27 days. So
That's pretty impressive.
I had worked 27 days straight before Easter, and then Easter was the one day I had off.
Are you counting days where you did not do your normal work, but you were in here as work days, or are you counting, or did you have 27 days where you were doing film stuff?
Yep, 27 days where I was doing something, not even including BrickLink.
I need
kind
more
of
cups,
stupid.
please.
So,
never
Brick
mind.
says, yes, I want to grow my store. I'll be moving to Kentucky, so I won't be on your doorstep. Perfect. Actually, secret, didn't want to tell anyone, but we were planning on moving to Kentucky in a year or two as well. So that could be a problem, Brickmark. You might have
well,
to...
actually, the reason why we don't do meet and greets or publish our location here is because we are actually already in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But jokes aside, you're probably going to have a better time running a store there because obviously you're shipping nationwide, right? So, because I assume you are, and the costs of
you mean
living
in Kentucky?
there, yeah, I imagine are probably quite a bit lower than here, as well as the cost of operation if you really want it to grow. So,
yeah, something I've heard from other people as well, and I don't know exactly how true it is, but for those stores centrally located, more towards the center of the U.S., like we're in California, so we're way at the end of it. Same thing if you're in Florida or like Maine. You know, there's like the corners, I guess. But I've heard that some people want to buy from a store that's more centrally located with the expectation that the shipping's going to be shorter. Also, if you are located in the center or more towards the center of the U.S., shipping will be cheaper because you don't necessarily have to go to like zone 9 because there may not be a zone 9 away from you or zone, I don't know how many zones there are, but like for us to ship to New York is like expensive is a relative term, I guess. But for you to ship to New York is going to be a little bit cheaper. So there is a benefit to that for sure.
Oh, for anyone who uses ShipStation, have any of you received the alert from USPS saying that they are now going to be billing if your size specifications are not correct? And has anyone actually been billed for that or know anything about that? Because we have really only ever cared about weight unless the package is really big.
For first-class packages.
Yeah. All of our presets are just using a smaller, just using a box. We don't have separate things for bubble mailers or whatever. So have any of you been impacted by that? Brickmark says 6% sales tax there. We'll need to look into all that with regards to shipping. I imagine California taxes are, well, we just did taxes, but we are not tax specialists, though, as we found out while doing taxes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jamian says Whatnot is basically just live auctions, similar to what some people do on Instagram Live. Okay, so it's not like a normal storefront. Interesting. So probably better for like figs and sets or like rare collector's items rather than just like a 2x2 brick. Unless you got a really special 2x2 brick.
Yeah. We did find, what was it? Was it worth $250?
It was medium, so no.
Light
it was
violet, I think, right? Is that what it was?
It was a color I'd never heard of before. First I thought it was a lavender variant, but it wasn't.
I think it was light violet.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, it was a $2.50 at 6 month sales average 2x2 brick.
We only found one, but if you need that, we got it. I think, unless it's sold.
It should be in the store. Good morning, Ironstein.
Good morning. Can you put these in 3129?
Yeah.
Thank you.
30.
Yeah, so JustBrick says I just had ShipStation overcharge for labels. I'm officially on Team Pirate Ship. So I've noticed that ShipStation occasionally does overcharge, but then usually by the next label it says you have X amount of credit, and then it just credits that next label, so you don't actually spend as much. It's usually like a couple cents. I've only seen it usually between like 1 cent and 3 cents, or 1 cent and 3 cents. The thing I like about ShipStation actually, besides the loading time, I hate the loading time. It feels like it takes forever, but it is really easy to void a label. So like I just had to do it today again.
Now, hopefully you aren't voiding labels on
Right. I've only done it twice on ShipStation, but when you do it, when you click void label, it's like the button is like void label and buy new label or something. So when you click it, it like automatically brings you to the page to reprint another one. It's very nice, actually. So Just Brick said last night, he said the label cost was $383 and it charged him $737.
Oh,
that's a big difference. We have not had that kind of a difference. Yeah. So Brickmark says Pop's Block Shop or Pope's
At
Block
least not
Shop.
that we know. If we don't go and look at the receipt every. Wait. Did it charge you?
Oh,
as
no,
in
I get
what
a
showed up on
notification.
your card was different, or what they said in the email was different?
I don't know. Pop's Block Shop has done a couple in the past weeks. I think this is in reference to Whatnot, I think. He likes it and he's learning often from it and may have lost a few, but seems to be doing okay. Lost on a few. Yeah, I assume that's what you're talking about. Sunita says, have you got a new goal for the amount of pieces added to your BrickLink store?
That is something that we need to figure out, because hopefully we're going to be growing a lot in the next few months. We've been saying that forever, but now we have a pretty concrete plan, which I've gone over like 100 times in previous streams. But basically, we're getting a lot more people involved, not as like business partners, but in terms of like contractors and stuff. And we've really spent a lot of time in the last like 2 months, like revamping a pretty decent portion of like how we run the business and stuff. But hopefully, we're in the middle of now having people come and do contract stuff.
Yeah, so within the past 3 weeks, we've brought on 3 new additional people. 2 people right now who are in our A-level sorting phase, and 1 more person who's in our B-level phase, which is like, so A-level, I'm sure you've explained this.
Yeah.
A-level is they just get bins of bulk Lego. And they sort it into our 22 categories, 23 if you count non-sellable.
Copyright, patent, trademark, 22
exactly.
categories.
Yeah, Just a Brick in the Bucket trademark patented 22 categories. No, not at all. These are heavily based off Chris's categories and David's categories. But essentially they sort them in those 22 categories, and then they come back, and then we give one of those categories to someone else who is now our B sorter. That person then separates it by element type. It's super easy for like large brick category, medium brick category, small brick category, plates, tiles. Once you get into like Technic though, we haven't actually sent out a Technic bin into the B sort world yet, because that's a very weird little thing and a hard thing to figure out there. But the B sort essentially sorts it like Paul is doing here into element type, excluding color. And then ideally a cataloger just takes the one element type, can pour it out, sort it by color, and then easily catalog all that.
Well, just a note, in case anybody is like paying close attention, I'm not actually truly doing a B sort here, because some of these things have such few.
Yeah, Paul, so there's a few categories that we don't truly do a B sort on. Decorated is one of them. Probably also will never go out to a B sorter. It's always probably done in-house. Same with minifig parts. There's a lot of stuff we won't send out, I think. But for the easier categories, it kind of just makes sense to send it out and get it back. And like, so right now we have, what do we have out right now? I think we have 3 bins of B sort that are out. We have, and each bin is roughly 20 pounds.
Did you put this in here?
I did, yeah. I didn't know where to put it. There's 2 of them. I don't remember what we have out right now. It's like extra large plates, which is plates larger than 3x3. And then...
You mean 3x3 and larger?
3x3 and larger, yeah. I don't know, two other bins that are out. And then when those come back, then we'll send out more bins.
Plates.
Wheels and tires and plants.
Sorry, yeah.
Natural category is one of them. And then, I don't know, whatever the other one is. When those come back, then we'll send out more B. And as we collect enough B, we can then consolidate 2 of the same bins together. Where like, let's say it's a medium brick category, all your 1x2s from those 2 bins will now be in 1 bin, and all the 1x4s will be in another bin, and then you can just send all the 1x4s to a cataloger. It doesn't work with most categories that way since there's a crazy amount of variety, but that's like the gist of what we're doing. And so I'll be reaching out to someone else soon who I interviewed, and we put on like a list and said, hey, we'll reach out to you when we're ready for more people, and I think we're going to do that in the next week, but we are having a slight sourcing issue.
Yes.
So
if you are in the local area, or you are willing to sell at a price where it would make sense for us to ship, the more volume you have, the more willing it is to ship. Because when you get to a certain level, you can do like freight pricing. But if you have a lot of bulk or a collection or whatever and you're trying to offload, you can hit us up on our email. We will work with you.
Hit us up on our email.
Yeah, hit us up on our email.
Send us an email.
Or DM us on DM me on Discord, but email is preferable. and we can help get rid of your stuff.
Yeah. I guess we can start a sourcing conversation. How does everyone here source pieces? I also need to say hello to a few people who have popped in that I don't think we said hi to. I don't know if we said hi to Fidel. Welcome. Gnome's Brickyard. Welcome. Vincent. Welcome. I think that's it. But everyone, hello. We now have 19 people watching. That's
The ping helped.
yeah, definitely.
There was something I was
Henry,
going to say.
welcome. Bickle Rick, welcome. I think there's a lot of people here who are just not chatting. I mean, obviously, I think that's kind of normal. Oh, wait. Do we have this piece?
What was the thing that you were saying earlier that I interrupted you and then stopped talking?
That you interrupted me about?
Yeah, I said but, and then you continued talking, so I didn't continue talking, but it was actually important.
Oh, B sorting?
I think it had something to do with...
You weren't doing a true B sort?
It was a little bit after that.
I don't know, sorry. Coyote Crow, I don't know if we said hi to you. I have seen your message and stuff. Oh, Pixelink, welcome.
I remember now. Okay, so we had talked about how we hadn't added a lot a while ago, and that's what brought us on to the contractor discussion. The downside of doing it the way that we're doing it is that right here in the beginning, there's a period where we don't really have anything to actually add because we're waiting for the B sort. Well, first we were waiting for the A sort to stack up, and then we were waiting for the B sort to stack up, and then, you know, we're gonna, well, once things get cataloged, they'll get added immediately. But there's kind of like a building up phase, and so we're definitely hurting a little bit in the short term, but in the long term, we're gonna have a lot higher throughput. So, yeah,
good evening, Ben. Welcome, JD, Sean Squared Bricks. Yeah, lots of people. Hello. How is everyone? Okay, so we asked the question, how do you guys source?
First, Sunita, yes, we do ship to the UK still.
Einstein says Facebook and garage sales. Facebook, I think, seems to be one that it seems the most promising so far.
Yeah.
So for those of you who maybe have not been part of the channel very long, or maybe you missed out on a few things, we used to have a supplier who we purchased from, ran into...
I don't think we should go into
issues, we'll say, with that. Maybe not issues, but we decided...
Totally nice guy. It's just there was some complications, so I don't want to say anything bad
we
about
just
him,
decided, both him and us decided it was better if we just don't work together. So we no longer have him as a supplier where we were constantly able to get, you know, what was it? Like
hundreds of pounds.
Something pounds, like every week or whatever. So we no longer do that. We did have a good stockpile for a while, so that's what we've been working off of for the past couple months now, was just hundreds of pounds of extra that we had sitting. But now we're running low, which is not good. So, but yeah, we've seen Facebook kind of be a good one recently. We're not totally out, but we're needing some more. Gnome's Brickyard says source mainly used from bulk auction lots and some new parts from sets in the Pick-a-Brick wall. Is it, how do you say this one? Bjorn? Like, is the
Bjorn.
Bjorn? Okay. Says my buddy has a shop in town. He occasionally sells or occasionally gets bulk Lego, so I assume you get that. Ben says Facebook Marketplace, car boots, eBay. Funbrick Creation says used Lego for me is my own parts. Once I've built a set for YouTube and I don't want to keep it, I'll put it in a bin for me, then take it apart and add the parts to my store. Gnome's Brickyard says sorting seems like it takes forever. It kind of does.
Also,
but
I am streaming.
Oh,
I was working 5 times the speed before, but no, it doesn't. It totally fluctuates from category to category, like, you know, and it's not always exactly what you think. Yesterday I did large bricks. Thought I could do it in 45 minutes ish. Took me way longer than I was anticipating. But other categories I've done, like actually this one, I was expecting this to take me days and days, but it's actually only taken me a couple hours. So, you know, it super fluctuates. But, and for our catalogers, or sorry, for our B sorters, it took, for someone's first time doing B sort, it took 3 hours to do.
3 hours to do 20 pounds of what we consider large plates, which are 2x plates. So 2x2 plates and larger in the 2x dimension.
The reason that was their first time.
Yeah, it was their first time, and the reason she said that actually took longer is probably our fault because we put a lot in the bin, and then we'd shake the bin, and then we put more in the bin, and then we put the lid on the bin and kind of squish it down, kind of to make sure we were getting our money's worth of what we were, because we don't pay them hourly, we pay them per bin. But what we found out was that as we did that and we shook more and pushed down and everything, it stuck a lot of plates together. So she said she probably spent a third of her time just taking plates, like 2x2 plates and stuff that were stuck together apart, and then having to re-put them in, where when we got them back from the A store, they were already taken apart. So that's something we'll have to look at, and we can probably get that time from 3 hours on the 20 pounds of that bin to probably closer to 2 hours or maybe even an hour and a half. In terms of sorting 20 pounds of large bricks, it's like an hour or so. Medium bricks, I think it was an hour and a half is what it took her. And this is all on her first few bins, so she's pretty new still. But she's also really quick
yeah, she's
at
crazy,
picking it up, so that's really nice. But yeah, sorting takes a while, but she does about 20 pounds of A sort, she said, in about 4 hours. And then, I'm not going to say or anything, but she, at the moment, is our quickest contractor in terms of returning things. She's most on top of it. So we're kind of basing the times that we know people can do off of her. And her quality's good and stuff. She's super detail-oriented. So our plan is to move her into a cataloger at some point. But for now, we'll just kind of stick with her in the B sort. We have a few other people doing the A sort. And then, of course, we just need supply because we will run out soon.
Yeah, no, like seriously, if you're in the area, we're not going to scam you. I mean, obviously, we need to make a margin, but like we're not going to like try and buy like 10 cents a pound. We'll come to something. So if you are in the area and you want to buy, our area, for those who might not necessarily follow the channel super well, is like Southern California. We're located in Huntington Beach. So Orange County, if you don't have a lot, if you have a lot of Lego, we're willing to drive, quite a bit farther. But if you're, unless you have, a lot, probably outside of Southern California is probably not worth it. But
yeah. So, yeah, Gnome's Brickyard said, seems like sorting takes forever. It's a long process, but it's not forever. And it actually makes sense to pay people to do it. It's not like one of those things where we would be like, oh, we can't pay someone. This doesn't make any sense. So it's actually really awesome. So it takes a while, and it's a long process in terms of all the stages we go through, which kind of pops into Ben's question, who says, how many levels of sort/contractors do you have? So we essentially have 3 main phases before a piece can go from bulk into a stage where it's ready to be added. If you add the adding stage, we'll call that stage 4. But first stage is the A-level sort. Once it's A-level sorted into one of the 22 categories, it comes back to us. Then we have the B-level sort. Now between the A and the B, we wash all the pieces. That's primarily because we don't really go through a ton of the A first to find all the little light bricks and the battery boxes and all that stuff. Of course, we do a little glance and pull the big things out and stuff ahead of time. But after that A-level sort, we have, we wash the Lego, like a full category of it. Then it goes out to the B-level sorter, who then sorts it by element type. Then that comes back, and then after that piles up for a little bit, we will then give a few mold types and elements to a cataloger, who will then catalog that, put it in a file, and then return that back to us. And then there's the adding phase, which is what I'm not really doing it, but what I would be doing right now, in theory, which is actually assigning the remark to each drawer and then adding it to the wall. Now, long term, and I know a lot of people do this right now, you can actually, the cataloger can assign the remark while they're doing it. We don't have anyone cataloging for us right now. We've had catalogers in the past and stuff, but we've kind of removed that, and we've taken a step back, and we are doing the cataloging for the time being. At the end, in mid-May, the plan would be to move people back into that cataloging position, but we just need to figure some stuff out first and build some other stuff up. And then Ben says, at what point does fake stuff get removed in quality checking? Every single phase.
Every single person is told it's their responsibility.
It's their responsibility. So as an A-level sorter, obviously they pick up every piece and put it in a category it goes in. If it's chewed on, if it's non-Lego, all that stuff, there's a non-sellable category. Same with the B sort. When it gets all sorted, there's a non-sellable category there. And then the cataloger is the one who actually counts and sorts by color, so they have the most detailed look at each piece to really make sure it's the right mold type and everything. They also will pull things out. And then as I'm adding things, or whoever's adding in the store, we will pull out pieces there if it's chewed on or whatever. It usually doesn't get to this phase. It's usually pulled out well ahead of time, but every single stage, it is their job to pull out non-Lego and stuff, and so we have a lot of phases of checking stuff. And then, of course, as we're picking orders, before it gets shipped to the customer, that is kind of the last, when we're doing the verification of the order, that's our last little check to make sure everything's the right quality and stuff. Yeah, it seems like a ton of people say Facebook Marketplace is one of their better options, though. And JD says, are you only adding used parts now, or do you also do new as well? We do new. We just don't do it very often because it's not the easiest thing to find new sets here that are on enough of a discount where the margin makes sense. And we're making that roughly 3 times is what we try to do.
Note to
three times product
suppliers,
value.
if you are a Lego wholesaler or have access to a large amount of sets and you can work with us to find a good margin, we are also willing to hear for you in terms of that. So.
Yeah, it's probably been, probably 3 weeks since we've added new, maybe 4.
Yeah,
it's
before that,
probably
it
was sometime in
long
March.
time.
Yeah, I would say between January and March we added a decent amount, but now we're totally out. I don't even think we have a single set of new. No, we have nothing new that's ready to add because we just don't have that supply. So we just kind of have a supply shortage on new and used, which is not a good thing. Okay, what else do we have here? Bjorn says, you guys have 3 of the pieces I need, probably the 3 most important pieces. That's great. I'm happy that we have something you need. What else do we have here? Sunita says, was it something to do with the trademarks you were saying? I don't know what that's in reference to.
Oh, it was a joke.
We were joking about the trademark stuff, though. I don't know what that question was referencing, though. Henry says, I had a guy that would sell me 50 to 100 pounds a month, so I would buy it all, and now I'm sitting on about 1,000 pounds to work on. That's what we were kind of doing. We were buying it from the supplier faster than we could process it, which is the reason we were able to kind of have a big backlog of it. But now we're out of that A-sort backlog, or the raw material, as we kind of call it, raw material backlog. Which I guess is good, because it means we processed it, but also it's not good because we need to process more. Einstein says, sorting Lego and mining in Minecraft are my 2 main therapies. Sean Squared Brick says, sorting is a free therapy session. Just Brick says, I've done about 20 pounds of A-sort this week. Very nice. Yeah, currently we have about, well, it fluctuates week to week, but I would say on average 40 to 80 pounds of A-sort coming back. Currently we have 60 to 80 pounds of B-sort coming back, and then no cataloging coming back at the moment, where that's all just done in-house. Ben says, I understand if you guys don't want to answer, but let's say you paid $4 to $5 per pound. How much per pound are you paying out in contractors / multi-sorts? We'd have to find an average, because every A-level bin gets an amount, like we pay them for the bin, and then if they return within a certain time, they get a little bonus. But then the B-level bin, they don't get paid just for doing a bin, because if we give them all medium bricks, it takes them an hour and a half, 2 hours to do it. But if they take, no one takes decorated, but let's say they take a Technic bin. The time is vastly different there, so we would have to find an average of what,
yeah,
and we have it somewhere.
It's
I
on
would have to go
one
find
of the Excel.
Yeah, it's on a
somewhere.
spreadsheet somewhere. As to what the average cost of a B-sort bin is to pay out, what it costs us average to pay out and stuff, and then an A-sort bin and everything. But let's say you pay $4 to $5 per pound. How much per pound are you paying out in contractor multi-sorts? Let me give you a rough number based off numbers in my head. I don't know, we're probably talking, and this is a very general number based on what I can think of, between $7 and $10 per pound after it's been processed.
Is that including the 4 to 5?
That doesn't include the sourcing, which we no longer buy at we try not to buy at 4 to 5 per pound. So I guess if you, just in labor to get it from nothing into ready, I think it's between like $7 and $10 a pound.
That doesn't.
But it totally depends on what category it is. Doesn't sound right?
That
Sound too low?
No. Okay. I guess I'm probably not weighting properly in terms of the higher categories, because if you're going off of an average, you have to assume that a lot of the much more complex categories fill up substantially slower as well, and so they're done
but
less.
also that bin it'd be done less, but we pay out a lot more for that bin. But it's done on a lesser frequency than a small, like a medium brick bin.
Yeah, but if let's just say random numbers here, one bin costs $100 and one bin costs $200, but the $200 bin is only done half the time, right?
Then it's $100.
Then it's $100 over a given period.
Right.
But if you're weighting them all the same in a random period,
but
right,
we're not. We have remember we have that weight thing. Every time we bring it back, we
but
one.
Using the calculations you just did that count?
Yeah, because I know the rough average of how much we pay for a B bin ish.
Okay.
Based on the B bins we've paid out, because currently we are still changing the payment for B bins because we've never sent out a general Technic bin with such a variety of stuff. So part of it is like as the B sorter comes back, they tell us how much time it took them, and then we figure, okay, is that a realistic amount of time? Is that not realistic? And then the pay may skyrocket if it's like we expected it to take 4 hours and they said it took them 25 hours, or I mean, that's too much, but something, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and a couple people have DM'd me asking for like precise numbers and stuff.
Yeah,
and
we don't give out our direct numbers.
The reason why we don't give out precise numbers is, one, we don't want people to know what our profit is, like total company profit, and then two, if we formally state, especially now while we're still changing stuff, this is the price that we pay for X thing, then it becomes really hard for us to change that later. So no promises, but in a year from now, if what we're doing is working, there may be more general guidelines or information. I'm not promising that that's going to happen in any way, but right now, we're probably not going to give out any specific numbers in terms of like exactly what we pay, per thing, just for both of those reasons. But
I would probably expect, though, that over the next, I don't know, year, two maybe, those prices will become public.
Yeah.
Maybe not that we are directly trying to make them public, but with having to do job posting listings and all those things, I find it unlikely that we'll be able to keep that all internal. Yeah. Not that we don't want to share, we just...
Especially right now, while we're
trying to figure stuff out, yeah.
Because obviously it's not right to contractors to just continuously be changing the rate every week, and that's not what we want to do. It's just we don't really know exactly how much time it takes, and we want to be sure that they are being fairly compensated, but we also want to make sure that we're not ridiculously overpaying. And
right.
So, if we're paying someone $300 to do 3 hours of work, we don't necessarily want to get locked into that. So
yeah, something else, and it's hard, is we're trying to figure out what we can actually like obviously we're not trying to underpay people, but as a business we need to try to lessen our spending as much as possible. But that's a little bit hard when people can go get a job like you can go work at McDonald's or something and they can make $18 an hour. And then working for us, it's like we would only pay on average of less than that. Yeah, it makes it a little difficult to justify certain things. And some people love the concept. Like we have a couple contractors who love the fact that they can do it at their own pace at home. And then there's other people, not that necessarily are working for us right now or anything, but who don't see that as a great opportunity because the money's just not there and they're not in like dire need of that flexibility and stuff. And then it costs us money to then train someone, and then if they leave within 3 weeks and they've only sorted 3 bins, it costs us time and money to train them and add them to the payroll and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know where I had a point to this. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to chat because there's a lot here. Ben says, thanks for the answer. That seems to be what I worked out here. Brickmark says, same as Funbricks. I store... okay, let's go back to Funbricks thing. He said, Or Funbrick says, I would say 2/3 of my store is new and 1/3 of my own used Lego. I have a small area to work with for store space. I have my desk. I have my store, desk for recording / computer area, all in my bedroom. I wish I had a separate room for my store, or a garage would be even better. Yeah, we are very lucky we have this garage. It'd be hard if we did not. Just Brick says, I've been working on uploading used here recently. I hadn't really been able to do it in my old space. In the new area, I'm starting to get it going. That's very nice. Made it all the way through slopes for the first time. We just did our small slopes category. Really good category.
Yeah. Took way longer than we originally anticipating, which worried us a little bit. And then we looked at the total of the BSX value, and we were like, pretty good.
Yeah, like thousands of dollars more than we were expecting for a bin, which was awesome. So Brickmark says, same for me, same as me, Funbrick. Store and desk in my front room, only 4,500 lots, around 37,000 pieces, all stored in about 12 by 9 liter boxes, 90% new, 10% used. Robert, welcome. I don't know if we've seen you chat yet. Robert says, you have pointed out in the past that some parts pay for the lot / pound on their own. What are those parts commonly? What are the diamonds in the rough? That's a hard one.
Honestly, that's probably more of a David question.
David would know, for sure. And David happens to just be here.
But
But apparently he's quitting BrickLink, so maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our workflow is, I mean, maybe it's not necessarily the most effective, but like it takes time to sit down with a container of bulk and pull out the stuff. And so, you know, we usually kind of just let it pass unless it's really obvious. But apparently medium or light violet 2x2s are a thing. If you can find the bulk with a lot of that, you're all good. 6.6 light bluish gray bar baby.
Oh, the 6.6 long. Yeah. There's a few of those where it's like a piece that just seems so normal. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been following along with your YouTube channel a ton, David. I don't know if you're still doing the Part Out podcast, but there used to be, at least based on the first few episodes that I watched, there was a little section in it called, I don't remember what you called it exactly, but it was you and Nikki, you know, shoot, what did you call it? I'm sure you'll say it in a second, but it was like special parts that like you wouldn't think are expensive, but like are really good or something. Winners, weekly winners. That's it. Yeah. The weekly winners, totally. So if you're wondering what pieces, I don't remember who asked that question. Robert, go click on David. Oh, I don't think you can do that anymore. But go find David West's YouTube channel and watch the Part Out podcast, and go check out the weekly winners section. Oh, okay. So Henry says, yeah, David, what happened to that? Oh, Nikki's flying to Grand Rapids. That is very cool. Part Out podcast coming back live May 12th through 19th. That's very cool. Very cool. JD says, after all expenses, rent, supplies, etc., including what it would cost for your labor, salaries, do you expect to make a profit this year?
Define
yes.
profit.
Well, yes.
But not
no.
having it does.
No. Don't say anything. Just because. Okay. But I would say yes, we could expect to, but we will not.
Well, basically, what I was going to say is, does voluntary not?
No, not even that. It's a separate thing. But
okay.
Yes, based on everything we're doing at this exact moment, we're profitable. If that answers your question. David says, anyone wanting to drive to the store or make a hike should do it. Then see Nikki and I. Make a hike? That'd be a long hike from California.
Handles Imperium wants to know how many, my laptop's not in here.
How many
sand red pieces we have in stock right now.
It's almost easier for you to check that, but I can do that. Not many. Not many. Sand red is not a color we have many of. if any, actually. Let's see. We have one sand red piece. What is it? It is 46 cents, and it is a sand red cylinder, half 2x4x4. This is the piece you were looking for the other day. Half cylinder is what it was called.
Okay.
We have one. It is used, 46 cents. Yeah, cool.
This is always the worst part of the B sort / down sort, is when you've gotten to the things where there's only like one of a thing.
One of each, yeah. Robert says, I thought I might... I don't know exactly what you're trying to say. Something about printed pieces, so I loaded them from my to-do list. None have sold. I think what you're saying is you uploaded printed pieces and none have sold. I found that doing the digital part of used was the most tedious. I'm still only new. We found that once you have enough variety of printed pieces, I think they start to sell.
Yeah.
Not that we have a crazy variety, but...
They usually sell in batches, where someone will come out and
yeah,
buy
they'll buy the whole order
of
will be printed in stickered pieces or something.
Do you see these on this table?
I don't know. I haven't really been looking at the table.
Okay.
No,
Do you see them, though?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Ben says, how is the part and lot count? It's okay. It could be better. Wow, Ben is at 458,000 parts, 13,667 lots. We are about 260,000 parts and 13,500-ish lots, somewhere around there. Mark says, Ben at Disney and Universal all week. Not a single Mountain Dew consumed. Is that good or is that bad? Just Bricks says, definitely enough Mountain Dew consumed by me this week. Uniform 72 says, is it getting harder to find old gray / dark gray? No. I don't know. Not that I've noticed.
No.
But I don't shop for it. We just like have it. So maybe if you're looking for it, you might notice supply going down or something, since they're obviously not producing that, and people, when they want that piece, if they buy it, they're probably building it, and unlikely is it that that's going to recirculate into the system sooner. I don't know. I have no clue. David says, here's as simple as I can make it. Printed parts in general are bad, but when 1% of something sells and you upload hundreds, you get plural orders instead of one order. Basically, you can never predict orders. All you can do is upload every part you own.
Yeah.
Bjorn says, I have a feeling I may need more than just the 5 pieces. I just have to wait until my last BrickLink order to come in to find out. Oh, do you not know what you ordered or something? Fabric Creation says, I have roughly 25,500 pieces and 2,050 lots, 6,000 used, 19,500 new parts. New is about 5 Acromil / Ziploc bags with small Ziplocs with inside each, and used all in Ziploc bags placed inside of a bin. Yeah, I can't imagine doing Ziploc bags.
No.
Personally, I think that'd be awful. But of course, at a smaller scale, it makes sense, I think.
I believe I actually made a rant video about, well, it wasn't titled a rant video. I believe it was,
I think it was
like,
storage
solutions.
Yeah.
But I would say a good 3 minutes out of like a 7-minute video are dedicated to me expressing my hatred towards Ziploc bags. So you can go find that video. And
but it's a
cheap solution.
It's a cheap, good solution if you're starting out and you cannot afford something else. I just think a long-term solution it's not the best for. But there are some stores who have something along those lines that end up working very well for them. So, you know, again, this is one of those things where whatever works for you is going to be the best option.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're profitable, that's the important part. So, if you're profitable and you don't hate your life, that's the
right. If you're profitable and still enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then you could argue potentially enjoying it but not profitable still might be worth it.
Yes. Or so profitable that you don't enjoy the work, but you have a lot of free time to go do stuff you do enjoy.
Yeah, but if you're that profitable, you might not have a lot of free time.
That is true. That is true. I don't know. It depends. But at that
I guess
point,
technically you could sell one piece a month and be very profitable.
Well, percent-wise.
Percent-wise. Maybe not dollar count-wise. Okay, we missed a lot of chat already. There's 34 people here. Thank you to everyone who's here, by the way. We only have 9 likes, though. So smash that like button.
What's going to be the prize this time?
I don't know. Nothing probably.
Okay.
So maybe don't click the like button. Actually, should we have everyone do something else? What should we do? Everyone dislike this
No,
video.
no, you can't see the count anymore.
You can't see the dislike count?
No.
They actually took that away?
Yeah,
Oh.
like months ago. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess since we can't see the dislike count, everyone click the like button.
Everyone go dislike Chris's channel. No, I'm joking. Please don't do that.
Don't, what the? Just Brick says, I've uploaded a bunch of slopes this week, and one of the only ones that has sold was a decorated one, and it had a terrible sell-through. It sold above the 6-month sales average. And then JD says, what no cool drinks this week? Looks like Paul has just water today.
No, actually, I have the same thing I got last time, which is like the peach tea thing. This is actually only the second time I've had it. Both times
Peach
have
green
been been streaming.
I have my classic iced coffee with milk, no sweetener. That's my daily drink.
I had ordered, for those of you who don't know, we expend too much money at Starbucks.
Significantly
really,
amount.
$1 at Starbucks is expending too much at Starbucks.
What?
So I was going to buy an espresso machine, and I did, and then it didn't show up.
Sad story.
Very sad story. Amazon seemed to have a hiccup.
Yeah. I
2 weeks
ordered.
ago.
I ordered gallon Ziploc bags because that's what we give to our A-level sorters and everything, and they return stuff in. Same with the B-level sorters. Ordered gallon Ziploc bags, like over a week ago, and then I get an email yesterday. Well, first of all, they show up yesterday, so they finally arrived. They were supposed to be here like the next day, so they finally arrived yesterday, and I get them and we have them. And then I get an email that says, we can't deliver your package, so we're transferring it to UPS. Now I have a UPS tracking number for my gallon Ziploc bags that are not yet here. So
They are here.
Exactly, but they are here. But the tracking number says they're not here. It also was transferred yesterday to UPS.
And I got a package
So
that
I'm
wasn't
confused.
supposed to be here until like the 28th, on like the 22nd.
Yeah, Amazon's
like,
all
a day after I
all
ordered
confused.
it. So I don't know exactly what's going on at Amazon, but I need to reorder the espresso machine because in the long run, I think it's going to be a valuable money saver.
Okay. A lot of chat still didn't answer anything. Brickmark says off to sleep now. Been at my daughter's water polo competition all day. Have a good afternoon, guys, and everyone watching. We'll catch the rest of the live stream when I watch it working during next week. Well, thank you for tuning in, Brickmark. Have a great rest of your evening. Dorn says I have a list and a studio built one. I just have to build it and see what's missing. Gotcha. Funbear Creation says if I had more space, I'd put everything in acro mills and no Ziploc bags. That's true. The bins with bags also saves on space. Especially when you have low quantity count per lot. It helps. What else?
David, I don't care. It's at this point it is a at this point it's an ethical problem.
What?
I have a fundamental problem with using Ziploc bags to store pieces now, and so it doesn't matter if it's objectively better.
Oh, storage update. I don't know if anyone noticed. Probably not, since we haven't done a vlog. We have started recording vlogs again. It'll come out eventually.
Yes.
We have a second bin thing now, if you guys haven't seen that. So we used to have just this one, and then we ran out. So now we have another one. It's very cool. And you can see it's very empty, which is awesome. So we got a lot more space now, which is great. Anyway, that's our solution, I think, for... Well, no, it doesn't have anything to do with bags in bins, but yeah, okay. Robert says the uploading of views seems to be the hardest part. Finding the piece, typing in everything, guessing on the color, etc. Yeah, it takes some practice, I think, to catalog and then upload that piece. But over time, you'll get significantly more familiar with it. What I think helped us a lot was doing all new first. Having parted out new, we knew what the colors were. You know, and of course the light gray and dark gray, like things they don't produce anymore, you're not going to find. But things like the, you know, like a medium lavender or like certain
weird
colors,
mold types.
the weird mold types. Like you'll see that, especially when you're uploading new to BrickLink and it has the two alternatives, and you have to really look at the piece, and then you kind of figure out what the mold type is. So for us, I think uploading new helped a lot in learning the color and seeing the differences between mold types. But then, obviously, moving into used, since there's so many pieces that they no longer make, that you probably will find in used bulk lots. Yeah, a lot of it it's just practice and you just kind of learn over time. But there's definitely a lot of days where it's like, what color is this? You know, and Paul will oftentimes verify, like, is this medium orange? And it's like, yep, I think so. And then if we don't know, we go to our inventory, find a medium orange piece, pull it out, compare it, and we're like, yep, okay, that's medium orange.
I still have tough times with the blues sometimes. Well, actually, I'm rarely wrong, but I second guess myself with especially the azures all the time.
Yeah, that's just something that takes practice. Handles Imperium says, when will LEGO finally give us new goats? We demand them. Unfortunately, they destroyed the original goat mold. So sad. I didn't know the... I'm sure there will be a new goat that comes out soon. Robert says, do you know a link for a great color guide that's for sale? I do not. From Brick Creation says, for now, it isn't profitable because I keep adding more with the sales I make. My current aim is to focus on YouTube to grow, and then second aim is for the store to grow depending on my space.
I mean, I'll just obviously do whatever you want to enjoy. That's the whole point of running. Well, I guess technically the point is to make money, but at the end of the day, you make money to enjoy yourself. So it's more important you enjoy yourself. But from our experience of having a YouTube channel, we do not foresee a possibility worth considering where the YouTube channel eclipses the store in terms of revenue. Theoretically, is it possible? Yeah, but is it any remote type of likely? No, especially with such a small niche in comparison to something like gaming or news, right? You know, you can get, the ridiculous amounts of subscribers, money, and sponsorship from that. With something targeted like this, you can expand and you can make decent money doing YouTube, but in terms of revenue versus the actual business, right? It's extremely unlikely that a YouTube channel will eclipse a business. Now that said, if you have experience with YouTube and you're able to grow a YouTube channel quickly in order to generate revenue to fund the store, right? That's very different. Or if you are running the store to fund the YouTube channel because what you want to do is the YouTube channel, obviously that's very different. If your passion is YouTube, then you should do YouTube. But in terms of like just business, in our experience, the store is, if you have the ability to expand the store, it's going to generate more revenue. But it also probably requires a lot more, hours. So.
David says, my goal is to scale my workers' pay with mine going forward. Now that I make more than I need to survive, revamp my store space today also. 4 spaces for providing people to catalog in the back, 1 person up front, 2 people picking, 7 people max. Probably will never be more than 4 people though. Very cool. That is very awesome. That's the goal at some point, is to have in-house people like you do now doing stuff. Henry says, to me the hardest part of used is when you have 1 or 2 of any item and it seems like a waste of time, but you never know. That's why we're trying to scale up, because processing 20 pounds of something at a time is okay, but if you're processing 20 pounds of A sort and you just pull it out, sort it, then do a B sort on the same pieces, and then catalog each piece, you're gonna have crazy, a massive variety, which is good, but yeah, you do only have 1 piece of each, whereas it's significantly more efficient where we have a few 100 pounds of A sort come back, then a couple 100 pounds of B sort, and then it comes back, and now we're only giving 25 to 50 mold types to a cataloger, but the quantity per lot is significantly higher, so efficiency-wise it makes more sense because all they have to do is count instead of if there's 1 mold type per bin, there's 20 pounds of each mold type versus 80 pounds of mixed, and they're doing 1 bin at a time and they're repeating the same process. That's why I think that's why we're trying to scale up a little bit quicker here with more contractors and stuff, is more to increase the efficiency of everything, which in theory should increase the amount we're able to add over time. JD says, Gladstone, the manufacturer of Ziploc stock, was down 2.4% on Friday. Could be a result of Paul's boycott. We actually do not use Ziploc brand bags either. they're quite expensive for what we're doing. Although in the kitchen for food we do use Ziploc bags.
I think we've been out for quite some time.
We are out of Ziploc bags. Maybe if we buy some, we can raise their stock 2 point.
I don't want to support Ziploc.
Okay. Clearly not a sponsor, and never will be now.
If you're a competitor to Ziploc and you would like to pay me to talk adult word about them, please contact me. Negotiation starts at 10 grand an hour.
An hour? So you'll talk... Okay, so if we're talking for like a 30-second commercial, that's affordable then.
Very. Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't say positive things about your brand. We only say negative things about Ziploc.
Interesting. Just Brick says, I think I'm going to go through and empty out my bins and organizers of parts that will fit in drawers. I'm sure that would improve my order picking time. Yeah, that's something we did actually. We were out of big drawers, and then we had one of our in-store contractors go through today or yesterday or something, our large drawers, and things that didn't need to be in a large drawer, we had them reassigned because we were wasting space, and now we have a lot more large drawers available. That usually should happen as we're picking orders, but sometimes it just doesn't, clearly, since we now have, I don't know, 22, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah, probably about 20 bins, or big drawers. Robert says, thank you guys. You were welcome. Thank you for asking questions. It gives us something to talk about. Funbury Creations says, I definitely enjoy both creating YouTube content and slowly growing my store. If neither in the next year or so grow enough to become profitable, I'll have to find a job before moving house. I'll look for a job that's only a few days a week, so on the other days I can focus on YouTube and my store with still having time to spend with family and friends. That's a good goal. Have some time to spend with family and friends. Handles Imperium says, what percentage of your sales come from minifigs and accessories? I think that's a breakdown in Brick Freedom, but off the top of my head, I don't know.
That said, Brick Freedom's numbers.
Oh yeah, they're a little funky sometimes. But let me see if that is a thing. Reports? Yeah, reports. So we'll go all of 22. I think, is it broken down by category? Oh. So I can tell you how many minifigs we've sold this year, but I can't tell you what percentage, or like minifig parts just count as a part. So that doesn't count. Accessories just count as a part. So it doesn't break it down like that. So unfortunately, I can't actually answer what you asked. That's a slight bummer, especially considering we have added a ton of minifig parts and accessories within the past, what, 2 months? Like tons. And I know we sold a lot, but there's actually no way to see that breakdown. That is kind of unfortunate. Whatever. Thanks for trying. Yes. Now I'm curious too, though. David says, impossible to say what sales come from. Yeah, unfortunately, that is true. Okay. Today has not been productive. I have uploaded 1 file, and it's been an hour. I'm going to upload the second file, then we'll be done with the stream. So I'm going to do this one a little bit quicker. So don't expect...
Are you, though?
I am. Don't expect another hour. Chat is also slowing down, which... There are more people here, though. We got like 40 people here now. Only 24 likes, though. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes today. I think that should be the goal. Maybe every stream will set a like count. Like a like goal.
That requires graphics.
Requires
or
what?
You mean just a goal, not a graphics.
Oh, just a goal.
Okay.
I don't know what the graphic would oh, it would just say
number.
Yeah. We can put it in the description. We're at 27 now. I got 43 people watching. Hello to everyone who is here. I think there's a lot of people who haven't really been chatting. Ben says, I'm just playing Overwatch. Just Brick says, only way to know what brought someone to your store is when there's only one part in the order, or they tell you a message. That is true. Fredbear Creation says, I'm now watching the Red Sox game on a different TV than you guys. Very cool. Red Sox baseball team, I mean. That's what I assumed. That's the only Red Sox I know, I think. Halio Snaps says, I am counting parts. Nice. Henry says, I am also playing Overwatch, Ben. playing American Truck Simulator and watching you guys, says Phil. Nice. I don't know if you're the one who was doing that a few weeks ago, but someone else was also playing American Truck Simulator a few weeks ago. Gnome's Brickyard says, sorting through minifig parts I just bought. Did we ask what everyone's doing? Or are they just telling?
Long time ago.
Yeah. I think everyone's just letting us know now what they're doing. Fidel is auditing inventory.
They're trying to slow you down.
They are trying to slow me down. That's what it is. We are at 30 likes now, which is good. Ben says, been sorting CMFs all day. So I just took about an hour off to chill. Very nice. Henry says, I'm about to go sort. I have a big tote that I want to work on. Very nice. Yeah. Oh. Heliosnap says, telling why we are not chatting. That's what you're doing. Phil says, no, first time even commenting. Well, welcome to the chat, Phil. Yeah, someone a few weeks ago was also playing Truck Simulator. So I wasn't sure if it was you, but welcome.
I've never played any of those. The whole brand of the job simulators is what I'll call them. But a lot of people seem to really enjoy them. So my question, well, I guess the answer is pretty straightforward as to why don't you become a trucker. Big rigs are expensive. So that's probably the answer.
I don't know. There's a trucker shortage right now.
Yeah, that is true. There's an everything shortage right now.
Funbreak Creation says, Evan, that was me playing Truck Simulator. Nice. You actually said even that was me playing Truck Simulator, but I know what you mean.
Can I tell them the nickname?
No, it's not appropriate.
Only in the most vaguest sense is it not appropriate. You could say unprofessional.
Yeah, it's not professional.
I'll tell the story at least. Evan used to be part of a film club class thing.
Wait, what nickname? Don't say. But like now, I'm trying to think which one you're thinking of.
It was written on the whiteboard in film ed because I walked in and called you it, and people never stopped mocking you for it.
Huh.
You haven't been called in a very long time.
Yeah, I haven't had a nickname in a very long time.
But that was basically the story. I walked in during lunch one time.
What a story.
And I didn't really know any of the people in his film class, but I called him by a nickname that I don't know what I had come up with that nickname for. It's like the stupidest nickname ever. But from then on, when I would come into that room, it was written for like the whole rest of the school year. It was written on the whiteboard.
Yep.
In that class.
Oh, light gray. Some of the pictures are really awful. And they look white, and then they're not.
But you called me Dennis.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of people to think my name was Dennis.
I know. Yeah, Paul's name for a short period of time was Dennis.
Every day when at lunch, because we were friends we would hang out after school, but we did not interact at school. And I was not popular enough or actually the other way around. Clearly, Evan was not popular enough for me. Yeah. Because I was the esteemed Dennis. But I'd walk by, like wherever he happened to be hanging out, going to or from class, and he'd be like, "Hey, Dennis," and like whenever I would try to be like,
well, so that started freshman year, and there was one of my friends, like I said hi to you or whatever, and one of my friends,
I just went with it because it wasn't worth correcting.
No, one of my friends said, "Oh, who is that?" And I said, "Oh, that's Paul. That's my friend. We've known each other since we were like 2." And he's like, "He looks more like a Dennis." And then, and I think you had already passed at this point or whatever, and he was like, Trent, I think, is the one who came up with it. Trent or Nick, I don't remember which one. One of them were like, he looks more like a Dennis. And then they just went with that, and then I kind of went with it.
But people would come up to me and say, "Hi, Dennis." So somehow it spread, and people thought my name was Dennis, and it wasn't really worth my time to correct them. So I was just Dennis, but
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if
I was called Phil for a long time in middle school. I don't know how that started.
You've been Kevin too, but that's like that's a mistake.
When it comes to there's Kevin. Usually it's spelled even, if it's like someone has to write my name, or type it or whatever. But Kevin, even, Ethan, Eric.
Eric.
Oh, there's more.
I gotta start calling you Eric now.
And usually I will reply. Like I'll turn my head when someone says like Ethan or Eric. It's just like, because I know they're probably trying to call me. It's usually people I work with, or like I met them for the first time, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Evan," whatever, and then they forget, and then they like think they know my name, and then they don't. But I just go with it because I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, it's Evan." Come on, like I'm not gonna. Yeah, that'd be weird if I just got mad at him. Okay, Ben, have a good evening. Says gotta head out for a bit. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's get back to chat here. Handles Imperium says, if you have incomplete minifigs, do you part them out? Or is it sometimes worth it to complete the minifig and put it up as complete? We have never completed a minifig that we don't already have the pieces to.
Or that we cannot like immediately recognize and see parts, but we don't set anything aside.
Yeah, so usually we just part it out. Some cases, excuse me, it could be worth it to complete the minifig, but only if you have knowledge of what that minifig is supposed to be, or what part you might need. It may not be worth your time to have to go find everything and order it and then wait 2 weeks for it to come and then all that stuff. Yeah. David, welcome to the stream, David Green. David says, where is the best place to source used parts? Well, actually, we're having a struggle with this. So we asked everyone in chat about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour ago. And the biggest conclusion was Facebook Marketplace is what most people had said. But currently, we are having somewhat of a hard time sourcing enough to continue supplying what will eventually become about 120 pounds processed per week. So, yeah. Fidel says, I've been called Felipe since forever. Also got a lot of Fidel Castro jokes whenever someone meets me for the first time. Very original. Yes. Matt, welcome to the stream, or welcome to the chat. Matt says, after buying a used lot, I will do a quick sort where I keep about 50% of the pieces that will go into my store, and then the other 50% of the lot gets sold as bulk. Interesting. We've talked about that for the pieces that don't financially make sense to send through the process of sorting, but then your lot count decreases, and there's things you will never be able to offer. So even though the value of that piece may have a seriously smaller margin than other pieces, it might be worth it because it might get someone else into your store, or it might help them bulk up their order. We don't have any exact numbers on this, knowing what pieces are really not worth it and stuff. I guarantee there are some, but that is something, as you've said, where we could just toss it and box it up somewhere else and sell it as bulk. Could be a thing.
The also issue is that if it's not an entire category, you are still paying the costs to get that piece extracted, so you might as well just list it and get some recovery on all of that work.
Yeah, but if you pull it out at the beginning.
But you're still then sorting.
Right. In this case, though, Matt says, often I make a profit from just selling the bulk, so I get all my used pieces for free. Started selling on BrickLink 4 months ago when I only had 2,000 bricks. Today I'm sitting at 69,000 bricks. Yeah, that's one way to do it. And if you're essentially getting your inventory for free, that's definitely a good way to do it. JD says, do you or David West have any employees that work in your garage or home? If so, how do you handle liability and OSHA requirements, and where's the bathroom or restroom they use? David does. We have some contractors who come in. All the contractors who come in and work in-house are either family members or friends where we're comfortable with them coming in. They're also contractors, not employees, so in terms of tracking hours and stuff, there's a few different things there that aren't required. David could definitely give you a much better answer because to my knowledge, I believe he actually has employees that are like W4 employees or W2 employees, where we do not employ any W2 employees. T, welcome to the stream. How are you? Hansel Pierce says, I've seen BrickLink sellers that sell pieces for 0 cents. Is this just to get people to buy other parts from their store as well, or is there something else that I miss? It could be to get people into the store. In other cases, it could be that they have their store set to round to the nearest cent, where other stores can round to the nearest tenth of a cent. So if they are rounding to the nearest cent and the piece sells for on average $0.004, like a fourth of a cent or 4/10 of a cent, then it might round that to $0. Not many, we don't have a single piece in our store that's less than 2 cents. So I don't know what their pricing strategy is, because we price a little above 6 month sales average, but not like 300% above the 6 month sales average, which would get us to that 2 cent mark.
It's also possible
so it could be an accident
that they use that two functions. This is just speculation. One is to lead people, and two is they make their margin on shipping. Now, obviously, you cannot make your margin on shipping for everything, but if the only pieces that you price at 0 are ones where you can ship to offset, that could be one potential thing, because not everyone might look at the shipping cost, especially if they have other pieces mixed in that aren't 0.
There are a few stores that, to my knowledge, okay, I don't know what's wrong with this BSX, but there are a ton of pieces not in here. Like, I've deleted, this will probably be the 5th piece I've had to delete that just wasn't in here. Just a heads up.
Is it?
No. It wasn't in the other one either. So I really don't quite
That's a piece that I remember cataloging, though. The green thing with spots.
There were also, like, there was a Minecraft head that was a pumpkin. There was a Minecraft head that was Steve.
Okay, I did both of those. I remember
and there was
both of
another
those.
piece that wasn't in here either. So I don't know where those went. But yeah. Just heads up.
Because there's no other bins with pieces floating around, right?
No, the 3 were right here.
Then
this is the only other one, but this is not decorated.
So consolidate, but all the consolidate have been. That's scary.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder to try searching for that piece in our store.
Did you maybe not pull the consolidate? Oh, wait a second.
But if it
these two are consolidate. Oh no. Because these were just in. I just reassigned those.
So I just pull. So I
think you just
pull
you didn't
the consolidate
pull the
out.
consolidate out of here. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all that happened. That's fine. Okay. Okay. What were we talking about?
It's probably more worth your time to re-upload that and bring it back down, and then
I'll just delete all the lines that aren't here. I think that's easiest. There are certain sellers who sell everything for like 1 cent, every single piece, and then they just charge, and they only let you buy like 3 pieces, and they charge like $20 for shipping, or maybe not that much, but like $10 for shipping, and that's actually how they make their money. It's a very weird way to do it. I also don't think it's allowed in the BrickLink terms, because BrickLink only charges you 3% of the sales of the pieces you sell. So if you only sell $20 worth of pieces a month, you're only going to pay, what, like 6 cents? Or no, 60 cents per month or something on that then. Where if you priced them normally, you'd pay a lot more, but because I don't think they take a percentage of your shipping costs. So I don't think that's really allowed, but there are certain stores who do that. They have a really low lot limit. You can only order like 3. Everything is super cheap, but you pay a decent chunk for shipping. I recently ran into a store that sold here's the exact thing. Sold everything for 1 cent, including expensive $5 plus parts. The catch was there was a 3 lot limit and shipping was $7. Exactly. So there are a few stores that do that. JD says, I need to go, but thanks again for the information. I appreciate your time. Well, thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever it is, wherever you are. All right, we're at 33 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 50. I don't think we can, but that was the goal.
No.
I'm about halfway through this BSX in terms of adding all the pieces. So
slow.
Well, it's about 50% quicker. It's about 100% quicker than last time, actually. I mean, really, I can be done with this in like 3 minutes if I don't talk for 3 minutes. But I'm probably...
Here, I'll entertain chat. All right. What can I do to entertain chat? We can reread the entirety of chat. No. Maple Bricks wants to know, what's the scanner we're using? I believe it is on our
If you go to
products
justabrickinthebucket.com/products and you click on it on there, that is the scanner we use. It'll bring you to an Amazon link. It is an affiliate link. We need to let you know that. But it's the TroStar. It's a Bluetooth one. It's pretty good. But it could be better. It's not the best one.
Oh, Maple Bricks means what's it for? Sorry. We have barcodes on the back of every drawer, so that way we can reduce, 1, the amount of time it takes to input the numbers, and 2, the chance of human error of mistyping something. The barcode scanner is awesome. It was like one of the first things we did that other people didn't really do, and it's
yeah, all it
amazing.
actually does is type in the drawer number. So I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Let me see if I can focus on that. It's not set to autofocus. Hold on 1 second. So on the drawer there, you can see D2063. When you scan the barcode, it just types that in, essentially, into the remarks field in Brickstore. It's just a little bit quicker, and like Paul said, it significantly decreases the possibility of typing it wrong, because you're not actually typing it; the computer is doing it. And as long as your barcode's right, you're good.
Or sometimes it's not.
Have we had that?
Sometimes it drops the D.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have not noticed that.
But thankfully, that still shows up on search. So.
Okay, since Paul's not doing it, I got to get back to chat a little bit here. Danny, welcome to the stream. Danny says, when adding stuff to your inventory, you can set the price to, for example, the last month's I'm going to start that whole thing over. Danny says, when adding stuff to your inventory, you can set the price to, for example, the last 6 months sales average. Is there a way to set a fixed percentage as a higher price? Not on BrickLink that I know of, but if you're using Brickstore as an upload software, and you kind of build out your file in there and then you upload that all at once, you can price everything inside of there at the 6 month sales average, and then you can click the little plus or minus with a $sign behind it, and it can actually, you can set it to be 10% higher or 20% higher or 50% lower, or whatever based on that pricing that you already have set, which you just set to the 6 month sales average. Then you can upload the entire file at once, but to my knowledge on BrickLink, you would have to manually do the math in your head and then type in that number. Yeah. Funberg Creation says, I put everything at 6 month sales average, and then I have no minimum or maximum lot to buy in any order. The only thing I make really cheap are the Technic pins or 1x1 tiles and plates that I have a lot of. Funberg Creations also says, I have a few parts that have been added but never sold, so I had to predict a price that wasn't too high. Have you found any Acro Mills deals recently? I need a few 24 drawer units for my personal collection, but I don't want to pay $50 on Amazon. The other day, Acros were back to $40. I don't know about the 24 count units. The 64 count units were about $50 or $40 on Amazon. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure on 24. We have a decent amount of Acros in storage that are not yet installed, so we haven't really been looking for them too much. Oh, I got a question. Tesla and Lego says, are you really live? We are really live. I do have a question for everyone, though. And it's been, I don't want to say controversial because it hasn't. Oh, no, I found the head. Dang it. You're going to have to recatalog this head. My bad. Tesla, no. What was I saying? Shoot.
You can just search Steve. We already know we don't have it.
Okay. What was I saying a second ago?
Controversial topic.
Oh yeah, not really controversial, but sort of controversial. Some people do not like the music in the background that we play. Currently there's no music playing. But who likes it and who doesn't like it? Because I don't know. To me, the silence is weird when we stop talking for a little bit. This stream actually we've kept a very solid conversation going, I think, which is amazing. Most of the time we do not. There's usually some moments of like pretty decent silence. Tesla and Lego says I like it. Vickle Rick says I like no music. Okay, let's see if we can get anyone else to come and vote on this, and give us whether they like music or not. Uh-oh. These are the wrong piece. I don't know if it was cataloged wrong or if the consolidate one was swapped. They're similar to this piece but different.
Okay.
Fidel says I don't mind it at all. Halia Snap says I don't care. Funberg Creations says I say just talking is easier for me to hear without the music. However, it really is up to what you both want. Sunita says I'm happy with either music or no music. Danny says I don't mind it either. Okay. So
well, we can't hear the music anyway, so.
Yeah, it's not music for us. It's music for you for when we aren't talking.
Yeah, we're not playing out of the speakers. It goes directly into the streaming stuff. So.
Yeah, that's why someone's like, oh, I love this song. And then we're like, what song is it? And then we got to go.
21.
Yeah, the 21 song. I think if we change up the music, it might be a little less bad. I don't know. to me, I'm a fan of there being sound in the background at all the time, like always.
I know Evan won't get this, but I think that we need to procure the license for the Doom soundtrack, play that in the background. It will encourage focus.
Okay.
And if you're in chat and you agree with that being a valid use of just Brick in the Bucket funding, I think, or McGordon is here, and you want to give us the license to your music.
So we got an example of some bad music we have in it. Fidel says sometimes it gets a little repetitive, like that 21 song that pops up a couple times per stream, but I don't really mind it. So the music's fine. It's just the choice of music that is bad. I can understand that. I still don't know why I picked that song.
Did you pick them individually, or did you just started a playlist and just...
I kind of listened to a few seconds of most of them, and then I just downloaded them. I didn't listen to every song. I'd have to listen to a couple hours of music to do that. But I assume I was just thinking like, oh, okay, this starts out fine. And I had no thought that it was 21 and referencing that kind of like...
meme?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Does Boss Man in the back now feel like a hidden side fan after the train built? I am not necessarily the boss. Evan and I are business partners.
Something is wrong. With this was put in a drawer, and then there was a note on the drawer that said, "This piece doesn't go in this drawer." But it was on the same drawer that other pieces for Consolidate were in. But this is in this file, not consolidated. Something's actually like pretty wrong with that one Consolidate. Not this file, but what happened with that Consolidate versus what was left here on the counter that all said they had problems with it.
So we should open up that Consolidate and see what's in it.
It was already uploaded.
Yeah, I know, but we should, that way we can reverse and check the inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, well I guess we'll have to do that after.
Yeah, something's not right.
Don't upload that.
I'm going to upload it and see if it tells me to consolidate anything.
Okay.
And if it does, oh, sorry, I think I just cut. The cup fell across me and it somehow hit the button, which is not an easy button to push, but the little lightweight cup hit that button. So, sorry about that. Like, oh, I didn't get to see it. I don't know, maybe it didn't do anything, I'm not sure. All right, we need some more drawers.
You need some more drawers? Oh, you have.
Well, I got
plenty
of
drawers.
I just have to put some more dividers in drawers.
All right, let's see what's going on in chat.
Yeah, this sheet is all messed up.
Tesla and Lego asks, does Bossman in the back now feel like a hidden side fan after the train build? I am a thorough converted hidden side fan. For those of you who don't know, the last stream, Kyle and I got very deep into the hidden side lore.
This one too. It was in that other...
Kyle and I got very far into the depths of the hidden side lore on the previous stream. I gotta say that stream is probably one of our better streams that we've had. Highly recommend you go back and watch it.
I don't
Evan doesn't like fun things, so
okay,
I would not listen to him.
Sure. I mean, I'm not arguing it was fun. I would just argue it was not one of the better streams.
Oh,
I mean, it was good, but like very unrelated to anything.
That's what makes it so amazing. David Green says, yup, music.
Yup, you like music, or yup, you don't like music? I assume
I think he likes music.
Yeah.
Funbit Creation says, if I had to say one way or another, no music so we can hear what you say clearly, and also the noise of the Lego is cool to hear too. All right, we gotta get some like $5,000 ASMR mics hooked up to our workstations here. Although that would probably just blow everyone's ears out.
Yeah.
Mike says, how many sales do you get per month on average? A
little over 100.
Yeah.
Usually between probably between 100 and 120.
You can actually go back and look at that information. Well, you can't for the last 3 months because we haven't uploaded one. But for 2021, there's monthly sales recaps for every month where we go into our revenue and some other statistics, and one of those is orders. So if you wanted to get a more detailed look, you can do that as well. All right, I think I'm at the point now where this just gets put into a container and gets done as a thing. That's usually what happens with the remaining, the last 5% of a bin is it's all the stuff that there's only one of, and so, or there might be a couple things in here that are over here, but 99% of what is left on here is not over here. So usually I just take it, put it into a container, and do it at the end. So I think that's, now I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay, I'm going to upload this file. This one's all sorts of messed up. Let's see if there is anything in here that tells us to consolidate it. This item has been marked for deletion and therefore will be excluded from the upload. All right, well, that's something.
This is an odd one to have marked for deletion.
There's a couple that, the other day, too. It's another decorated piece. Okay. Well, that's good. There were no consolidate there. So some other stuff is messed up. But, oh, I still have this piece here. Perfect. I'm wondering if this is supposed to have 3 in it or not.
I wonder if the consolidate file just never got uploaded. But yeah, actually that would make sense.
No, because this one's already consolidated. The pieces are there. So it definitely got uploaded.
Okay, well,
because there's 2 of these. Quantity says there should be 2 of these, so that's correct. I don't know. Something is wrong with that consolidate file. We'll need to check it. We might need to pull every drawer off that was involved with.
Christian Scott says, Great Scott's Bricks from Australia here. Great to catch you live and not the replay.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, we are actually about to end the stream here.
We're almost done. But we are trying to get to 50 likes. So if anyone is just tuning in and has not clicked the like button yet, if you want to try to get us to 50, I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
I'm really not that confident. Okay, let's check our lot count and our piece count, just because I know some people are going to be curious on what that is. Here, I guess if you want to find a new piece number for that or whatever.
Okay.
So before today, we were at 13,443. Sorry, yeah, let me start over. Before, I just uploaded 2 files, probably 100 and something lots, but we were at 13,434 lots, 262,327 items. And then I will let you know in a second what our lot count is. I'm waiting for BrickFreedom to update to sync the inventory. So I know I could check BrickLink, but whatever. Mike says, "How is your sourcing going? I just saw an advert on Craigslist." Yeah, that could be ours.
Are you?
Our sourcing is not.
If you saw our advert on Craigslist, are you in the Southern California area?
And are you looking to sell pieces?
Well, I want to know whether it's actually regional.
I think it is.
It's 8 a.m. on Sun.
Different person.
Oh, okay.
Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay, Mike saw it. Sourcing. If you're looking to sell, we'd very much like to hear from you. We're definitely struggling in that regard. Okay,
sure am.
Ventura County. Okay, good.
Just Bricks, welcome back. We're getting ready to head out here, but I'm going to tell everyone our updated lot count. So again, we started at 13,434 lots. We added 110 lots today. Don't know how many pieces, but we're now at 13,503 lots. We did have an order come in. Oh, we had a decent order come in, actually, which is good. So we're now at 261,522 pieces in 13,503 lots. And that order that came in was Republic Bricks, 809 pieces, 145 lots. It's a big one from Republic Bricks. Usually it's not that many. Let's see what we're writing on the package this time. Okay. We got to write the set number and all that fun stuff. Although, asked for each lot to be bagged separate, still checked out with eco-friendly shipping.
I have sent him so many messages, I don't think he reads them.
No, he does not.
I have included wonderful, very friendly fan mail inside the package as well, asking him to please choose standard shipping, which he has not responded to my lovely attempts at romance. So.
What? Okay, Paul. Okay, I think that's going to be it. We're pretty much done wrapping it up here. This is a big order. I'm going to have to reach out to him. He says he's willing to pay more, so we'll charge him more to make sure that the shipping method gets changed and that we can do it. It was a decent-sized order, though, so I'm not really going to complain. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah. Mike says, I hit up Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for my small store to source. P says, I just finished hanging the mythical dragon set in my boy's room. I wish I could post a picture here. Yeah, I understand why you can't do a lot of stuff in the YouTube chat, but it would be cool if there were a few options. Because like this, I think for the most part, who we have here. The problem would be when someone pops in who we don't want to, you know.
You can join our Discord.
Yeah, if you're not part of our Discord, I feel like you probably are. But if you're not, you can join our Discord and you can post that there in the mock section or the general Lego section and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. We're at 41 likes. We're trying to get to 50. Didn't quite make it. That's okay. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Do you want to say goodbye, Paul?
Goodbye.
Oh, that's it? Okay. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you have a great rest of your night. We will see you all in the next stream.